We in there? We in there? All right, yeah. We live. Another episode. Tips with Coach D. Excited to be back with y'all with another installment. Things that we can do to help our middle school basketball players get that competitive edge to get to the next level. So with this episode, what we're going to be talking about is in-season skill development, right? In-season skill development, right? One of those things that we all do in the off season, right? Off season, when the season's over, everybody's working on dribbling, shooting, adding things to their game, making sure they're staying sharper in their tools. Now, once the season starts, practice time is more team oriented, right? Making sure you get your plays down, your space and your time and your camaraderie with your team. And you don't get up as many shots as you did in the summertime, right? And so when the season starts, you may notice, and I've seen it here with this AAU season, and I saw it during the season, to where we have kids starting out really hot, and then towards the middle of the season, their performance starts to tank a little bit. Their production goes down a little bit. And one of the common things that I saw is that, we got people getting up, 100, 200, 300 makes in the summer. And then now once the season comes along, you're no longer getting that work, right? And so, what happened is over the course of time, you start to lose that touch, right? It's all about repetition. It's all about seeing that thing go through the rim. So if you go from making 200-300 shots a day in the summer and you get to season time or tournament time or wherever the case may be, now you're not getting those shots up. Now you start to have a dip in that production. You're starting to lose that touch a little bit. And you're not as productive as you was at the beginning. And I've seen that personally, with working with my own kids, right? And so what we had to do is we had to get back in the lab, right? We was like, okay, well what's going on here? I sit back and look and I say, okay, well, we was on Mondays and Wednesdays working on ball handling, lifting, getting shots up. So now that we're practicing on those days, we got to find time before practice or after practice to make sure that we're still getting that work in. I remember listening to a podcast, and it was talking about how everybody works in the summer. And the common theme is like the summers where you separate yourself. And he's like, not really the case. If we're all working, we all getting shots up, we all playing pickup in the summer, then we're all about even. But in the season time is where you can really separate yourself. If the majority of the people are not getting those shots up during the season, but you find a way to get that routine, to get your preseason skill development work in during the season, now you start to separate from the people in the summertime, and you can separate during the season by getting that skill development routine in. Okay, so it's very important that you always working on your skill. I remember as a player, when practice was over, I would make sure I get my shots up. I would either have now I started off rebounding for myself, and then over the course of time, I had one of the custodians. He would start rebounding for me, making sure I get my shots up. And then when he wasn't available, then I had a cousin. Shout out cousin Damien. I would have him hold up a broom in my face so I could get used to shooting with a hand in my face and all that stuff, so I can make sure that I keep my production up as the primary scorer on that team. So parents, coaches, we got to make sure that we keep our kids' skill development tight even during the season. And as a coach, we still, even though we got to make sure we get our team stuff orchestrated, very important that we still set aside, I don't know, maybe those 15, 20 minutes of your practice for skill development as well. I've seen both sides of the coin. I've seen where coaches say, well, the players should work on their games outside of practice. And I've seen the philosophy where the coaches say, if we're not providing the skill development for the kids during practice, then the chances are they're probably not going to do it. And my system runs a little bit smoother if I can guarantee and make sure that my players are getting that skill development in. So I'm on that side of the philosophy. I'm not going to leave it up to chance. I'm going to make sure that we have those pockets in practice where we got that skill development in, so the kids can feel comfortable being a threat on offense. when they have the ball in their hand, that they feel like they got that touch, that they're in the rhythm, so that we can, minimize the chances and the possibility of players falling into a slump. All right, so that's the episode of the day, short and sweet, right? But if you use it, and give it back. Use it, give it back. All right, players, we got to make sure that we're keeping our skills sharpened during the tournament season and during our school season so that we can make sure that we get that competitive edge to get to the next level. All right, so that's your episode with Coach D. Peace out. See you on the